Good morning, it's Mariana here from Mindful Design. I want to greet you all. I'm so happy to chat to you today. It might not be a sexy topic, but it's actually really, really crucial. It's about your WordPress website and the security and the updates that needs to be done several times a month. There's no more updating once a year. Yes, I can remember a time when we actually did WordPress updates and plugins and themes once a year, but that ship has sailed. Now we are getting so, I have clients that I had to spend weeks to try and get rid of an infiltration attack, and their Google listing was taken over, so you couldn't see it on the actual website, but whenever someone searched for their company, this other products were being advertised. So that's not ideal, right? Because suddenly they didn't get much other traffic to their website, so their sales dropped. And obviously it's not a very professional look when people can see Japanese. This was a Japanese attack when they search for you on Google. So that's one of the traps that the website can fall into. And when we started investigating, we could see there was literally thousands of brute force attacks per day on this website. And it's a South African website doing local business, nothing serious. And we cannot understand or even fathom to think that there would be this much, these amount of attacks on your website. Some of you are probably more clued up than me even on this subject. So if you have any tips, please put it down below the video. But the main thing that you need to know is that we need to make sure that your plugins, your theme, your WordPress, even your PHP is updated constantly. Because the moment there's a vulnerability, with all these attacks that's constantly happening, they are going to get through. So there's a free app. Well, there's different levels, but the starting block is to get WordFence is the one app that I use on websites that we secure for clients, so that we can actually just see the amount of attacks and what kind of attacks we are looking at. And immediately, if you are running WooCommerce, if you're selling through your website, or if you have some kind of system where people can log in, then you are very vulnerable for attacks. And some of these attacks, as I said, you might not even see on the front end. Some of them you will. Some of them will only actually start to impact you when Google and Chrome and different of these security, they're going to start putting messages on your website when people try and access it, saying it's not safe. So that's also not ideal, right? And sometimes we don't even aware of it, that whenever someone is trying to access a website, it's getting a big red notice saying this is not safe, please don't go there. So we need to avoid that, especially in this online age where a lot of our business is starting to actually happen online. Even if we have an actual store or a physical store, we suddenly find that a lot of our business, or even just interested parties, will first come and look at your business before coming into your store, or before actually coming to do an actual purchase. They will be researching online. So if your website is vulnerable and is starting to give notices of not being safe, being trustworthy and safe online is one of your biggest assets. That's very, very important. That's one of the things that we really need to build when we're marketing our businesses online, is because there are all these fly by nights, and we cannot physically touch the products. We need to be trustworthy and actually appear to be that way. So if you do not have a monthly maintenance program with Mindful Design, and you are a client of ours, please inquire ASAP. It's really, really important, guys. And also the other thing is, if your website is no longer actually reflecting the products, or even your ethos, or your what you stand for, your purpose, and if things have changed, especially with the what happened in business the last 2 years, Make sure when people get to your website, they are seeing what you're actually doing, and what that you are reflecting who you really are. Because if they're seeing what you did 5 years ago, they might not be interested in that. They might be interested in what you're doing right now. You have lost a client. You've lost money. So even though we are very, very busy in our businesses, sometimes things as nitty gritty as the security of our website, or how updated we are, and if there are current news being reflected, can have a huge impact, even though we are just trying to get to the deadlines and the hectic things of today. Those things impact our cash flow and our business of a week or 2 weeks from now. So we all know, as business owners, we need to keep getting the clients coming constantly. And even if you are inundated with clients, you need to also look at, are you attracting the client you really want, and that is actually that you really want to service, and that's making things easier for you. Because we all know there's those clients that's really making things difficult, and we don't want to attract more of those. Okay, so that's all from me today. Please go to mindfield.co.za if you want to see more about Mindfield design, and connect with us on social media. And have a blessed day further.